We also have some owls residing in our forest. They're from Mrs. Newman and Miss Karen's class. We also have some stinking cute skunks from Miss Christie and Miss Angela's class. And we have one of our trees and a family and some beautiful stars from Miss Sandra and Miss Jen's class. We have some beautiful red birds from Miss Cunningham's class and Miss Judy. We have another one of our families and our littlest Christmas trees in this class. And last but not least, we have some bunnies from Mrs. Eddie and Mrs. Brooks' class.
There's Olivia, right there. Yeah.
And another one of our trees.
Oh, she looks like Shirley Temple. Somebody's head got in the way.
Will's tall green sweater.
That was good.
The tree is
Long ago in the forest, there were 3 beautiful fir trees. These 3 fir trees hoped that someday they would be Christmas trees. They were very patient, and each day they grew and grew. So the trees waited excitedly for a family to come and pick them for their Christmas tree. And then one day, it happened. A family came to the forest. And decided to take home the very biggest tree they could find. The dad brought out his axe, and he cut the fir tree down. And off they went. Then there were 2 beautiful fir trees. Another family came to the forest and they looked at all the trees too. They didn't want a great big tree and they didn't want a small tree. They saw a tree that was just some beautiful red birds came and sat beside the little fir tree. They brought some of the feathers and string from their nest. They decorated the littlest tree with the feathers and the string. Don't be sad, don't be sad. We're here to stay, we're here to stay. We'll be your friends on Christmas Day. Stay and we won't fly away. Don't be sad, don't be sad. The littlest tree began to feel better. Soon, some bunnies hopped over to the little tree. They brought some berries they found along the way. They strung the berries on the tree. Christmas colors, Christmas colors, Christmas colors, red, green on Christmas colors, pretty Christmas colors. The feathers, string, and berries looked so pretty on the little tree that he began to feel like a Christmas tree. He was missing just one thing. What is missing? What is missing on our tree? On our tree, a twinkling Christmas star, a twinkling Christmas star. That's what we need. That's what we need. It was starting to get dark, and the stars were coming out in the night sky. The stars knew that Christmas night was the birth of a special baby, and they had a big job to do. The stars were going to tell the shepherds about baby Jesus lying in the manger. On the very first Christmas night, a wondrous star shone big and bright. It marked the spot where the baby lay, so kings and shepherds could come and pray. A little star wasn't able to go with all the big stars, and she heard the plea of all the animals and the little tree. She decided to go down and be a Christmas star for the little tree. Twinkle, Christmas star, how I wonder what you are. Up, 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 the world so high, like an angel in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, Christmas star, how I wonder what you are. The star looked just beautiful on the little tree, and now the tree felt just like a Christmas tree. In fact, he thought he was the most beautiful Christmas tree ever. Don't you think so too? From all of us at KUC Preschool, we'd like to wish you a Merry Christmas. For as Miss Sanders has been teaching us, Feliz Navidad. And Mrs. Tusher and Mrs. Bradish's mice. And Miss Sandra and Miss Jen's stars. And our biggest tree, Lucy. I want to thank you all again for coming. It's always exciting and interesting to see how this is all going to turn out when we start practicing. They never disappoint me, and it would not be without the help of Miss Jo, our music teacher.